In this video, I will be breaking down RetellAI, which allows you to create AI voice agents for your business or for your client's business. And today we will be building an AI voice agent for a travel agency. The caller will tell what type of vacation they are looking for, when they want to go, and some more information. The AI will then offer travel packages that matches with their requirements and ask for their contact details for an agent to call them back if they are interested. You will find the full demo at the end, but this is an idea of what to expect. Yeah, I would like to travel in December this year.
Based on your preferences, I recommend our Costa Rica Explorer package. It's perfect for solo travelers, fits your budget at $2,500, $3,500, and December is an ideal time to visit during the dry season. The package includes 7 days of eco-lodge accommodations, ziplining adventures, rainforest guided tours, and whitewater rafting, with most meals and internal transfers included. Would you like to learn more about this package?
Impressive, right? And this can be done pretty fast. I will be showing you everything and you will be able to follow along. If you're new here, my name is Donna and I'm building AI voice agents, AI agents, and AI automations for businesses. Also have a school community that you can join and come to my live building session where you can see me build and ask questions or even suggest features. You will also find full hands courses in that school community. Now let's dive directly inside RetellAI as I'm really excited to show you its potential. So to access this, you have to go to RetellAI.com and you will have access to this page, and then you can click at the top right here on login. Then you can sign it with Google directly. So I will also send you a link that you can use in order for you to register. The link will be in the description of this video. Now I am on the dashboard, which is pretty straightforward. On the left, you have multiple options and menus. You have agents for all of the different agents, knowledge base to add a new knowledge base. We'll see that later. Then phone number to add some phone numbers, then call history to see the history of all of the calls that you had on the account, billing, API keys, and webhook. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click here on agent and we're going to create our first single prompt agent. So I will click here on create an agent and click on single prompt agent, and I'm not going to use any templates so that we will see everything directly and start from blank. And now you have an interface with 3 different parts. Left one is prompt, setting the voice and setting the LLM. In the middle you have functions, knowledge base, all of the different settings. And on the right you have the part to test the agent that you can do either by calling the agent directly inside your browser, or you can also text it. We will see that later. The agent I'm going to build today is a travel agent voice assistant that will help a customer decide which package they want to choose depending on which packages are available from that travel agency, and will directly output that so that the agent from the travel agency can directly call them and do the booking. So it's kind of like a lead qualification. You can also rephrase the prompt and use that for anything like lead qualification or receptionist and so on. But I would say this one you can easily change the prompt and repackage it for lead qualification. So asking necessary questions and then have the result, then send them to a webhook and then do some extra processing. But let's dive in and build this assistant. So I've already done some work on Claude AI. So I was using Claude AI to generate the prompt. And as you can see here, I have the prompt that I've pasted, and this is the prompt that is available in my school community in the Create a Voice Agent course, and you can directly download it there. And I will put a link to this community in the description of the YouTube video so that you can directly click and access it. So let's dive into building the assistant. And as you can see, I'm using Claude to generate the prompt. So this is like a prompt that I have, a prompt structure that I have directly in the school community. You can find it there, you can download there, and then you can prompt directly Claude AI to rephrase it and use the same structure for your own use case. And as I say in my course, there is 5 parts in this prompt: the role/persona. The second one is steps, and that's the flow that the user is going through when calling the AI agent. Then after that you have specifics, which is kind of like refining some things and saying exactly how to handle dates, for example, or how to handle the interaction. After that you have negative prompting, which is the things that you don't want the agent to do. And finally the conversation example, which is, as it says, an example of the whole conversation. So this is what I gave to Claude AI, and then I said this is an example of the prompt for a voice agent. You will use the similar prompt to build the following agent. And then I say an AI voice agent for a travel agency asking for vacation type, budget in dollars, destination type, and dates. And then return the list of trips available for that. There will be a list of trips in the prompt as well that you will generate. And that's what it gave me. It gave me the whole prompt directly with the role persona, the steps. And as you can see, the different steps are pretty good, like the greeting and initial questions, address questions, begin travel planning, vacation type, budget range, destination type, travel dates, summarize information, etc. So then what I usually do is I just go through that prompt and then I suggest a couple of things to update. So here I say, this is the changes I want you to do in the last prompt you generated for that agent. And then I say, we do not need to ask if they have any questions. So this is like to remove this part at the beginning. I don't really want it to ask all of these things because it's a bit kind of like confusing, and this is a simple agent, so we're not handling this type of things, but you can also leave it. The second part is you will also collect the name of the user, so asking who you are speaking with in the intro message. And then if the user wants to book a trip, you will also collect the phone number and email of the user and ask them when you can call them back. You will tell them that someone is going to call them back. And then I say you will add more description in each package and also include the time of the year when these trips are available. So now, like, because as you can see here, it doesn't really say much about like what is the trip about, and I want the AI agent to be able to tell the user what these trips are about. Of course, you could add this to the knowledge base, but I want to make it simple for now and have this and explore that feature in other further videos. And now I have my updated prompt, and this is what I'm going to use in RetellAI. So I can just go to the bottom now, click here on copy content, and now I can go back to RetellAI and I can paste it directly here. And what you have here is the prompt, so like it's everything that the AI agent needs to know. The next step is you can go here and do some modifications. So at the top right here, you see the type of prompt, so single prompt. You see the agent ID, the Retell LLM as well, the cost. This is pretty useful. And if you click here, you can see the breakdown of the cost. So here you can see where the money is actually going. So this is 12 cents. And finally, you can see the estimated latency, which is pretty good for now, which is like 1.1 second, 1.25 seconds. Now you can change the LLM. If you click here, you can decide which one you want. So of course you can use, for example, real time, which is ridiculously expensive. I wouldn't do that. But you can see, like, for example, GPT-4o, GPT-4o mini, Claude. So this is like all of the different LLM available. I would highly recommend you to use GPT-4o. The 4o mini might be tempting, but it doesn't really work with function calling so well. So in our case today, we don't really have function calling, so we could actually use 4o mini. But if you have a lot of function calling and a lot of logics and stuff, I would highly recommend you to use GPT-4o. Next thing is the voice. So if you click here, you can directly select another voice. And these are voices that are available on Retell, but they are taken from 11 Labs, OpenAI, and some other different services and providers. So here I can see that this one is 11 Labs Dorothy. So you can click here, you can listen to it.
Hi, I'm your AI companion, Dorothy, programmed to provide solutions and guidance whenever you need.
You can add some filters, so if you want male voice, female voice, and you can also add custom voices, so either you're cloning your voice, which I haven't tried yet, and then also the community voices, which is nothing less than the 11 Labs voices. So here you will just paste the voice name, and then you will directly have it imported here. And now I'm going to choose Dorothy. So I will click here on use voice and it will automatically change it right there. Other things is I can also change some different parameters here. So I can change what voice model I'm using, the speed of the voice. And this is pretty amazing because you can make it speak faster, which is not available in tools like Vapi, for example. You can change the temperature, you can change the volume. So yeah, all of these are like actually like really, really good. The last one is the language. So unfortunately, there is no English Australian yet, but you have English US and English UK. And you can simply click here and change the language. So if you're creating a bot in French, for example, you can just select French right here. I haven't tried, but this is an option. And now I have my prompt. Now I saw the settings at the top. And the next thing you can do is also select how is the welcome message. And here you have three options. Is either the user has to initiate. so the AI remains silent until the user speaks first, or the AI initiates the call and say a dynamic beginning message, and this one is going to be dynamic, so you can't really say exactly what it's going to say. And then the last one is a defined begin message, so here you will say directly which message you want it to say. And for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the AI begin with a default message, which will be this one, which is, hello, I'm Maya, an AI travel assistant for working for Wanderlust Travel. Who am I speaking with? So this is going to be our first message that the AI agent is going to say when calling. And now we arrive in the middle sections where you can customize the AI agent. And the first option is functions. Functions allow you to enable your agent with capabilities such as calendar booking, call termination, etc. So if you click here on add, you can see that you have the end call function, which we will use in a sec. But as you see here, there is two other functions that are directly interacting with Kyle.com, which is truly amazing. I haven't tried it, but if you want me to make a specific YouTube video about it, let me know in the comments, and also subscribe to the channel to get informed every time there is a new video being published. And then you have also custom functions, which you can write your own function on Make or on any other tool like N8N or directly on the backend. So now I want to add the end call feature, which will allow the agent to stop the call. And here you have to say when you want to call that function. So in my case, I will say call this function whenever the user says goodbye or wants to, or something similar. Save. So now I've added my function and the AI agent is able to end the call. The next thing is knowledge base. So in this video, I won't be adding a knowledge base because we don't really need. We could add the list of all of the different travel packages directly inside the knowledge base. I will make another video about this as well, but in a short, you can click here on add, then you can click on add new knowledge base. Then you have access to this menu right here where you can directly click on plus, you can add a name, and then you can add documents. So web pages, you can upload files and text. The really amazing thing with web pages that I haven't seen anywhere else as well is that you can add a specific web page, like for example the homepage of a website, get all of the URLs, select the ones that you want to add, and then automatically refresh this knowledge base every 12 hours. And that's, to me, it's truly amazing. The next thing is speech settings. So here you can add a background sound. So for example, I can add, let's say, a coffee shop sound. I mean, for this travel agent, it doesn't really make sense, but that's something you can add. And then you can click here and you can set the background sound volume of it. That's pretty cool, but in my case, I don't really need that. Actually, I could add a summer outdoor, let's say summer outdoor sound, and I could just set it to a bit lower than this because I don't want it to be too disturbing for the user, but that's something I can add. What I also like about these different settings is you have this little turtle here that will say how the latency is influenced when you set that parameters. So here, for example, it says when turned down, the latency will increase. Here it says the same as well, like this setting will incur 300-500 milliseconds latency. So you're able to know which parameter influences the latency and how much does it influence that latency, which is pretty cool. Here you have the interruption sensitivity, and this allows you to control how sensitively AI can be interrupted by human speech. If you put this too high, every time there is a background sound or anything, like for example, if the caller is in the train or in the car, every time there will be a sound, it will automatically interrupt. So that might be confusing. If you put it too low, then the AI never get interrupted and just continue speaking, even if the user says, no, stop, I don't want you to talk anymore, and the AI is keep talking. So the best is to leave it around 0.8, I would say, as this is like default setting. Next thing is you can add back channeling. So back channeling allow you to add affirmations and sounds like yeah, and all of these type of interjections. So if I enable this, you can directly set up the frequency, like how frequent these words will be, and also you can add or even set a list of different like interjections that you want to add. So for example, yeah, and so on. In my case, I'm not going to add any of that. I'm just going to disable it for now, but this is an option that you can do. Next one is boosted keywords, which incur a bit of latency as well, but you can add some custom list of keywords that you want the model to expand on and have more vocabulary. I don't really need this for now. And the next one is enable speech normalization. So this one is actually pretty good because it will help with numbers and the way it says numbers, the way it says date. And you can simply enable it like this, and then it will automatically do that. The only thing is it comes with a bit of latency, but it's not too bad. The next one is transcript formatting, which helps with the part where the voice is transformed into text and avoid having some errors like with phone numbers being formatted as timestamps, for example. This incur really high latency, so I would just leave it like this for now, and if I have the problem, then I will turn it on. And finally, the one that I haven't seen anywhere else as well is the pronunciation, which, for example, if you wanted to pronounce in a specific way, you can add here a pronunciation for a specific word. So here you would add the word. So that can be, for example, the business name. And here you can add an IPA pronunciation or CMU. I'm not sure what CMU is, but I've opened here a tab where you have the IPA pronunciation, and this is like the alphabet that people use when learning languages. And this is actually pretty cool that you can add all of these names. Like, for example, if you have someone with a specific name in the business, you can say, this is how you have to pronounce the name. And that's it for the speech settings. The next one is the call settings. And here you have like a couple of different pretty straightforward parameters. First one is to detect the voicemail. So this one is really useful for outbound. I don't need it right now. Here you can end the call on silent. So this is like every time if there is a silence of, let's say, 2 minutes, then it will just stop the call. So this I would usually set it pretty low, like maybe like 1 minute. I think that's more than enough. The next one is the max call duration. So this is like how long you want your call to be, and then it would just completely stop the call after that time. So maybe let's say 6 minutes. I don't like, or 7 minutes. We don't really need that much. And that's it for the call settings. Next one is the post-call analysis. So this one is really useful when you want to extract information after the call. And in our case, what we want to do is that after the call, we want to be able to see the different details. So for example, the phone number of the user, the preferred time of calling, and so on and so forth. So the first one that we have right here is the name, because we want to get the name of the user. So here I will say name, and then I would say the name of the user, of the caller, let's say. Save. Next one can be, what else do we have? We have the preferred travel date, for example. So here I can say add, and I will add it as a string because we never know what it can be, but you can add it as a date as well. Preferred travel date. The date when the user, the preferred date when the caller wants to travel. Yeah, okay. So now we have all of this different information, and this is what we're going to retrieve directly after the call, once the call happens. The next two are not really useful for now. So the first one is security settings, so we don't really need that much for now. The cool option though is this one here, which allows you to select a second voice if the first one doesn't work. So in this case, for example, what we can do is we can find a female voice, and we can, for example, use Nova. And what happens now is if there is issues with Dorothy voice, then it will automatically switch to OpenAI Nova, which this is actually pretty cool because sometimes there are issues with 11 Labs, for example, if they are down, and that offers you like a second option of like a switch. So it mitigates the risk of having your voice agent not working. And finally, we have webhook settings. So this is good for inbound call webhook, to trigger call and create transient assistant. We won't be covering this in this video, but we will be covering this in other videos. So this is like allowing you to add a webhook. So for example, once the call is finished, you can use all of this information that we added in the post-call analysis and send all of this variable to our agent level webhook URL that will then get the information, process it on Make, add it to tables and so on, like Airtable, for example, or a spreadsheet. We won't be covering this, but I will be showing you how you can directly get and see the different information that you get here directly inside your dashboard of your AI agent. Last thing I want to do is I want to name this agent. So in this case, it's Maya AI Travel Assistant. Now we have everything set up. So what we can do is we can jump to the third tab right here. And here you can either test it like with audio. So you click here on test, you then talk to it, and you have 60 minutes for free that you can use. And the other option is to click here on test LLM, where you can directly type and that will automatically answers the way that the AI agent would test. But to make it more fun, I will do the live demo with the voice directly, so we can hear the voice and see how good it is. So now let's call the agent and see how everything is handled. So I changed the voice because the voice wasn't really good after doing some testing. So now I'm back to OpenAI Nova, and I will be calling the agent right here by clicking on test.
Hello, I'm Maya, an AI travel assistant working for Wanderlust Travel. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, you're speaking with Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex. I'll need to ask you a few questions about your travel preferences to show you our best matching packages. This will help us find the perfect vacation for you. Are you planning this vacation for family, as a couple, solo travel, or with a group?
I'm planning this for myself, just as a solo trip.
Great. What's your approximate budget for this vacation?
So my budget is $3,000 or something around that price.
Thank you. What type of destination interests you? We offer beach getaways, city experiences, mountain retreats, or adventure destinations.
Yeah, I'm a pretty adventurous person, so I want an adventure destination.
Fantastic choice. When are you looking to travel? Do you have specific dates in mind?
Yeah, I would like to travel in December this year.
Based on your preferences, I recommend our Costa Rica Explorer package. It's perfect for solo travelers, fits your budget at $2,500, $3,500, and December is an ideal time to visit during the dry season. The package includes 7 days of eco-lodge accommodations, ziplining adventures, rainforest guided tours, and whitewater rafting, with most meals and internal transfers included. Would you like to learn more about this package?
That sounds exciting. Like, how can I buy it? Like, how can I book?
To proceed with booking and get detailed information, I'll need your contact information so a travel consultant can reach out to you. Could you please provide your phone number and email address?
So my phone number is 14123456678, and my email address is alex@gmail.com.
Thank you, Alex. When would be the best time for a travel consultant to call you back?
I'm usually available in the mornings, so as long as it's before 12 p.m., that's good.
Perfect. I've noted your preference. A travel consultant will call you tomorrow morning before 12 p.m. to discuss the Costa Rica Explorer package in detail, including available December dates and current pricing. They'll also explain our booking process and answer any questions you have. Is there anything else you'd like to know before we finish?
No, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Thank you so much for offering these trips.
You're very welcome, Alex. Thank you for choosing Wanderlust Travel. Look for a call from our consultant tomorrow morning. Have a great day and enjoy planning your adventure.
So as you can see, it's actually pretty good. And yeah, it understands me pretty well. I can see the direct transcript here on the right. I can also directly talk to it like this by text if I want to test it. And now I'm going to check where are my post-call analysis variables right here. So technically you can directly export them to a webhook. So you can have your own webhook on Make or N8N. And then it will automatically add these into a database on Airtable, for example. But in my case, I just see them here in the call history. So if you look at my last call right here, I can see the different things. And here I can listen to the call again. I can see the different conversation analysis. So like if the user sentiment is positive or not, if the call is successful, the reason why it disconnected, and also the voicemail detected. So if it's detected by the voicemail or not. So in this case, it wasn't. And the next thing is the different variables here that I said. So like it extracted a destination type, which is adventures, my name, Alex, the selected packages, so the Costa Rica Explorer, my phone number, the preferred time calling, preferred travel date, It kind of like failed on the preferred date because I said this year, so you would have to add a function to get the current date or inject the current date directly inside the prompt. This is something you can refine later on. And after that, the email, so this is Alex and my budget. Under that, I have the summary of the call, and then I have the transcription. This can be directly sent to a webhook as well, and then saved on Airtable, for example. Now here I can directly type, and I can also directly talk to it. So here I can say, hi, you are speaking with Alex. If I click on send, and then it automatically generate the response here, and here you can say this is for a solo travel. So you can also do the testing like this if you don't want to speak, or if you are in for example in a really loud environment, or you're not really able to speak, you can directly test it like this, which is actually pretty cool. And you will also not be spending your minutes like here if you're using the texting directly. So today we covered how to build a basic AI voice agent with RetellAI. There are way more things that you can do, like connect it with Cal.com and allow it to book meetings, connect it with functions that are connected to your backend or database, and so much more. If you're interested in AI voice agents or AI in general, subscribe to the channel to be notified on my next videos. You can also join the school community and come to my live building session where you can see me build and ask questions or even suggest features. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.